What's up, YouTube? We is back with another video, and today's video we're going to be watching a video titled "Why Gen Z is Aging Terribly." Like, truthfully speaking, if this is a statistical kind of thing, then everybody's probably aging quick. If it's something based off a specific race, then we know which race white people actually age a little bit faster. They look older than they are. So if it's just based off that, then yeah.
In the last year or so, I've seen much more talking points or conversations surrounding the general idea that Gen Z looks much older than average or than they should. I guess we should, since I'm a part of Gen Z. And really, I feel like these conversations picked up a lot last year. I feel like this debate was kind of put to bed a little bit, but then it got reinvigorated after I seen this. Take a look at this person right here. I know you might remember them, Zar. You've seen the TV show Stranger Things. This is the main character. They call her 11. Fast forward some years, and this is her now.
No,
I'm just kidding. This is actually what she looks like now.
Okay. Let me just talk about one thing. Yeah, she looks like an aunt. Like she aged times 3. Like she's in a late 30s, early 40s kind of vibe she's giving. Like, bro. Anyways, I think it was the makeup and all that, because this thing blew out proportion to some point that I would say she actually did address this online. Like, you know what, you people are just hating and all that stuff. But truthfully speaking, this photo, she looks extremely odd.
Man did her dirty, bro. If you would have told me this is Caitlyn Jenner's long-lost twin sister, hey, I would have believed you. She actually ended up seeing this on her timeline because, you know, this controversy was so controversial, I guess. But she said, "You did beat me when I was 10 and my face grew. What do you want me to do about that?" Which, yeah, true. You're not going to look nearly the same as when you were 10, okay? There's no doubt about that. And before anybody gets in the comment section crying and saying that I'm judging, you know, the way somebody looks, take it from the literal doctors and dermatologists who guessed she was 42 years old.
42? She's 20.
Oh, really?
Okay, that's a little bit crazy. If you have the evidence and doctors think you look older than you are, but practically saying, I think she was looking old because of the makeup and all that stuff. Makeup makes people look older than they truly are. But at the same time, anyways, without further ado, let's continue.
When I first saw these photos, I didn't really think too much of it. I mean, that's the natural aging progression or whatever. I don't know, people get older. But then I was like, wait a minute. Millie Bobby Brown is 21 years old. Bro, she's younger than me. I don't think I look that old. I was like, wait a minute, hold on, bro. Something added up. Then I thought to myself, maybe Gen Z does look a little older, but then why? And is this actually true, or is this just a one-off case that people are just making a huge generalization? Come to find out, it's not a generalization, bro, because I was on TikTok and I started seeing clips of people, you know, coming out the woodwork saying, I'm Gen Z and I look, you know, fried beyond the years.
I'm 23.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. He's claiming to be 23, but bro, it looks like he's been doing his taxes. He probably has 2 kids, 3 kids max, and he's working corporate somewhere. Not corporate, but he's doing something, and he's claiming to be 23. Okay, truthfully speaking, if the majority of these a specific race in particular, then probably, yeah, it's that.
In my opinion, I look like what a 23-year-old would look like.
You look like what a 23-year-old would look like if they grew up smoking cigarettes from the age of 3 years old, eating Burger King religiously, and drinking Mountain Dews daily. If I would have came across this man, I don't know, outside, would I have guessed this was a 23-year-old? No, I probably would have said 26, 27.
30.
I'm 25.
Hell no.
20.
Bro's choked. You're 25 and your hairline just said bye. Bye. Now that's tough. If you're 25 and your hairline decided to betray you at this point in your life, I think he doesn't look 25. He probably looks 40 or something. 40 something. But bro, Gen Z is cooked. No, in general.
5 with the full baldy.
I'm not even gonna pretend like I look like what a 25-year-old should look like.
I'm not gonna lie, if you have the beard genetics, bro, going with the baldy is actually a better idea than, I don't know, than trying to, you know, yeah.
I was on live with my boyfriend and someone was like, how old's your girlfriend? And the girl comments, I thought she was early 30s. I am 23.
I think it's for her, bro.
For her, I could say she doesn't look that old-ish. No, She's actually in the right range, maybe 20s, mid 20s. Yeah, probably. Literally speaking.
It was more like the makeup style, right, guys? Yo, I just came across this 16, but you look 30. No way this is a 6.
Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. Maybe it's a new update. They're making them like this, like I'm gonna be cancelled. Anyways, maybe it's the new update. They're making them like this, like, bruv. How could a 16-year-old be looking? I could say maybe she's in her early 20s from the way she's looking, maybe mid 20s. Yeah, early to mid 20s, but bro, it's a tough game out there. It's a tough game. So if you have to do something crazy, bro, ask for IDs.
16-year-old in 2025, bro. When you're 20 years old, but you look 30 because of the beard. This dude looks like he has a very high credit score, takes out loans, is a responsible, upstanding citizen, does his taxes on time. Yo, can I get some genetics, bro? No, I don't know what I gotta do to get this, but I'll do anything.
Bro,
I'm just kidding. I don't need a beard that bad. You look like you're in your 30s.
Haters, are you bitch jealous?
If he says some dumb shit like he's 18 or 20, then bro, we are cooked as a generation.
You're telling me this is the same generation of man as me? This dude looks like he rides horses, drinks beers with the boys, and calls people the hard R for fun. It's the manliness, like in a good way. You look like a man, not a young boy. I don't know, I'm 40, I think you look older than 20s, but like the goodest way. Okay, freak. 22. So this man is a couple months older than me. There's no way this man is a couple months older than me. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I gotta speed up the aging process, bro. I gotta...
Pause. Nah, he doesn't look that old. He doesn't look that old. If I had to guess, I could say maybe 18, 19. Yeah, probably around that range, early 20s. No, not more than 20, 25. But he looks young.
I don't know what you look. This is a 17-year-old. Yo, this guy goes into a bar. He's getting every drink he wants, bro. He's buying whatever. They don't ask him to even ID. They don't even let me go in an Uber, bro. I was going from the airport. They were like,
bro, 17. I think the update hasn't reached yet to us. Like, bruh, most of these white folks are looking older than they are. Crazy.
yo, bro, I need to see an ID, bro. Get an Uber in California, you gotta be 18 years old, bro. I'm 21, bro. I've been able to get Ubers for 3 years. People tell me I look a lot older than my age.
How old is he? Don't lie.
Super spy. Super spy.
It's about time we just packed up everything. Jokes. Look. He was 18 the time he was filming this. I don't know how long the video is, how old the video is. If it's from 2020, then bro, I don't know how you look now. Maybe you probably look in your early 40s or something, because I would say he's giving Ankh vibes. Like, he looks older than he is.
There's no way. You look like you could be a drill sergeant in the army, dude.
You're 19?
Yes.
You look older. I'm telling you, you look troubled and...
This one is cooked from the get-go because she looks older than... And then maybe it's the makeup.
older than your years.
24 only. My guess was 34. Under this trending sound, the whole you're 19, it's a lot of people who are like minor, bro. Like I scroll down, it's a 17-year-old, right? Minor.
You're 19?
Yes.
You look older. That's not a...
Yes.
This is a 13-year-old in 2025.
Let's pack up. Let's just pack this this entire show up, because this is just getting out of hand.
Bro.
You're 19?
12? Okay, so it's getting younger and younger. It's getting younger and younger. You look 23. You look 20. No bullshit. This person could pass for like 24. Maybe, I don't know, am I the too woke person? But having minors, you know what I'm saying, express how much older they look. I feel like there's a connection that can be made here. Let's say more pred cases can occur
Facts.
because of things like this. Some people might honestly make a mistake and shoot at people who are younger and just not know. Or even worse, they'll have an excuse to be like, oh, I didn't know. Look at them. They look old. Now, I've already made an entire video covering the topic of the over-sexualization of young, minors and things of that nature. Because there are, these young kids on TikTok looking a certain way, dressed a certain way, trying to be more revealing or wear skimpy outfits and things of that nature to, I guess, obtain more attention. I don't know if it's male attention necessarily, but with the way that, the OF industry and different creators.
I would say it's more like a culture thing. Like that's what's being pushed on social media and television and all that stuff. So I would just say like, you know what, everybody will go for that. Like that's what's popping right now. So I think the benefactor could say, or the reason why the internet is like this now is because that's what's cutting.
Online showing themselves off, and there's things like the minor bop house. I wouldn't even put it past you to think that. And of course, whenever you see people hating on Gen Z as a trend, the millennials will pop out of the woodwork claiming they look so young. They got the it factor and things of that nature. When y'all look old as hell too, bruh.
Millennials look younger than who?
I'm 34.
The 34 lady, she actually looked maybe like 40 or 45.
Can tell. I'm 34. I will admire, you guys have a lot of confidence.
Name, age, and where you from?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'm Shelly. A lady never.
Let me guess. She's giving aunt vibes. So I would say 30, 35. No, pause. Okay, let's say 35 to early 40s.
Tells her age, but I will say I'm 39, but I don't look your typical 39, so I'm proud of that.
Actually, I actually guessed it right. She's 30, from 35 to 40. Like she in between that. Like nobody thought like she looked younger. Crazy.
Shelly,
Yes.
you look 39.
Who was gonna tell her, bro? We was gonna guess 45. I'm 45 and she looks older than me. Those deep ass wrinkles look older than 39. When I turn 39, I wanna have just as much delusion. When someone says I look 30 years old, my actual age, yeah, buddy. With the lineup, why does this guy look like an owl, kind of? POV, you told a millennial they look their age.
No, I don't look my age. But I am 31. I would say you look 31. You look your age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
I would guess 30s.
Funny, that's the first time I've heard that.
What's the problem with people actually looking their age? People want to look younger, but when they were younger, they wanted to look older because you've seen those Gen Z 12-year-olds looking 23. Once they hit that 23, when they're looking like 40, now they'll be wanting to look like they were 12. Now that's how crazy the world is.
Humbling, bro. You do not look as young as you think you do, bro. Millennials trying to say they look younger than Gen Z. We saying we look our age and y'all look our age. Damn. We millennials look younger than Gen Z because we wake up and find reasons to laugh, and them Gen Z wake up and look for new reasons to be offended. This is just one of those people who are like, oh, snowflakes. They're just so cancel culture. They're just trying to cancel. You are covered in full face tats. You have more important things to be worried about than what millennials and Gen Z look.
You can't get a job, but I think a job isn't a pressure for you right now because you got fair stats and everything. Yeah, there's a lot going on in your life, so don't be complaining on how you look, old or young.
Like, I don't know. I don't think there's a really big discrepancy between millennials and Gen Z. Probably anomalies in both. Some of them look older, some of them look younger. But I will say, if you're a millennial watching this video, I feel like millennials are more focused on looking younger versus Gen Zers. We're always more focused on being older. I guess the reason, I don't know what the reason is. More attractive. I mean, people just like to grow up fast. That's just how it is. I found a post from r/Gen Z. What's with the notion that Gen Z has aged badly? I just am barely learning about the notion that we have apparently aged poorly and already look older or same as millennials. Some of it's true, especially for girls. Way too much makeup, Botox, lip fillers makes you look older. There's an article here that says why Gen Z is saying yes to Botox and plastic surgery, and I guess that backs up that person's claim even more.
Plastic surgery and Botox and all this stuff, it's all right if you do it correctly, but if you just want to mess yourself up and get those, how can I explain, bimbo kind of looking, yeah, then you're probably cooked.
Research shows that more and more 20-somethings are dabbling with aesthetic treatments and even surgical procedures. Gen Z is the first to fully grow up in the digital age. Even its oldest members likely don't remember life without Facebook or Instagram. Makes sense. Skin influencers have stripped the stigma attached to aesthetic treatments by being more transparent about the treatments they receive. Okay, Ozempic, things like that.
Okay, I always wanted fuller lips and I couldn't have them, so why not? There's a blah, 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 blah.
Some say these early interventions can make 20-somethings appear older. Contestants on the popular reality TV show Love Island have recently gone flack for this very thing in TikTok videos and articles. One commenter writing that one 24-year-old contestant looks 44. 27.
38, lips, nose, 42.
30-something.
Forward,
Yes, cheeks,
40,
lips,
40.
nose.
45.
She's
40, 45, 46, 47.
35.
26. 27.
32, lips, ears, nose.
Probably 35.
Cheeks.
Is 26.
Oh god.
Nicole is 24.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Harriet is 24.
Oh my god.
And then Jess is 25.
Wow.
The fact that the doctor himself is saying, oh my god, and wow. Bro, Botox, fillers, plastic surgery, I guess you might think are gonna make you look younger, but clearly not. It just honestly just makes you look like you're a 40-year-old who's trying to look younger. And half the time, I feel like these people don't even need it. You're 24 years old getting all these different, like, why?
Exactly.
This is somebody who thinks the opposite. Okay, saying Gen Z is aging faster than millennials is an exaggerated concept. Millennials coping because they're aging. It's all BS. Me gets ID'd by mid-30s for smoking. I must still look young. No, but 20-year-olds just look 30 now. The clerk, SMH. I just know you're a millennial if you type some shit up like this, bro. The fact that you're putting, like,
Okay, like I said, from the beginning of the video, I said like, okay, it's a specific race of people that's looking older than they actually are. It's not like everybody. Like, okay, if you lined up like most black people, you could tell like, okay, this is a youngster, this is a youngster, this is old, this is the oldest. But it's a little bit hard to judge between Caucasians. Yeah. Asians, you can tell like, okay, this, but again, let's not make this racist.
dialogue in the joke. You know what? It was funny, bro. This person right here brings up an interesting point about like smoking because Gen Z, you know, vape addicts. Let's be honest. Gen Z's love for vaping could be the reason they're aging like milk. Damn, like milk? We aging like milk, spoiled milk out here, bro? Rapidly aging faces of Gen Z can also blame e-cigarettes for their abnormally sallow skin. Damn, you pulling out vocab words I don't even know. A lot of times people will try to avoid cigarettes, but in turn, they'll make their nicotine addiction even worse by vaping. The nicotine can break down the elasticity that gives the skin its lift. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, basic science stuff. Yeah, vaping, bad for your skin. Gen Z loves vaping. Chronically online, no one I know is getting surgery on their face. It's mostly influenced and people with extreme insecurities getting that stuff done. I think you'd probably be surprised how many people are getting stuff done and you don't even know it. Obviously, the people that we're going to see that are a representative of Gen Z are just the people online, you know. It doesn't give you a whole grasp or paint the whole picture of what Gen Z looks like in a vacuum. I think it's a myth. Gen Z might be aging, you know, a little faster than I guess we should. And there are some reasons that you can point to maybe back this up if this claim is true. You would have to compare us to like the boomers, Gen X, whatever, and see who looks like what. But I will say, as I said earlier, you know, a lot of Gen Z people, they have like an older aesthetic. They want to look older, do their styles, their makeup, whatever, their hair, whatever they want to do. Of course, you can't excuse like the plastic surgery and stuff, the vaping, and even something we didn't even talk about really is the stress levels of today's day. Because if we want to get into it, it's not like back in the day where you could buy, I don't know, a car for $12 and trade in a dozen eggs for a property and get a house.
Let me let you speak.
For the price of a half-eaten apple. Of course, we also, as somebody said earlier, I think it was an article that said earlier, we're in the digital age, right? We're on social media 24/7, and social media is proven to be horrible for your mental health. Probably ages you, probably stresses you out.
Gen Z is aging like shit. And here's why. It's the stress, guys. You were too stressed growing up. It's the same reason presidents age exponentially faster when they're in office. Millennials were in school.
I think the stress part is true. Like, presidents who age fast. In a span of 4 to 5 years, you can see the difference. Like, bro, your hair has grown gray. When we voted for you, your hair was pink. Not pink, but all right. Yeah, I think it's the stress.
When we were little kids, we were in peak society. The greatest trauma of our childhoods was 9/11.
Gen Z is the most disengaged group at work. They also report more overall stress and work-related burnout than other cohorts. We don't give full effort at work, symptom of burnout, other workplace behaviors like disengagement. This stress and burnout will influence job performance and career growth as well. Research showed that 77% of Gen Zers are looking for a new job, almost double the rate of other respondents. Damn. In an economy where you already can't get a job, and nowadays a lot of degrees are pretty much useless. If you go to school for art, you go to school for, I don't know, journalism, yeah, you're probably cooked. And even more recently, I've seen a new trend of recession indicators.
Everyone is like, oh my god, recession indicator. A bagel shop was advertising free water.
The fact that there is an entire section of memes that show or indicate that we're in a recession and that everybody's broke kind of shows that there's a lot to be stressed about besides just social media and our bad habits like, I don't know, poor diets and vaping and things of that nature. So when you combine all those factors, I can see how one might come to the conclusion that Gen Z looks older than they should, or we should. This clip I seen of this doctor says it best.
Why does Gen Z look older than millennials? Here are some bad things that Gen Z does. They vape more, they work from home more, which may contribute to both loneliness and more sedentary lifestyle. We know that loneliness is actually detrimental to the body, and so is stress. I don't think that they look younger. I think we're just having some selection bias. We picked a young-looking millennial and an older-looking Gen Z.
Until there are further studies performed and conducted, I can't really say for sure if Gen Z is aging too rapidly and aging like milk, bro. Because you can't just look at like makeup styles and look at like, I don't know, fashion styles and say, oh yeah, you look old. I guess you could say, oh, the reasons why they're trying to look older is different. Concerning like the minors who are trying to look older, that's definitely weird and something that we should probably pay more attention to.
Okay, like I said, more studies has to be done. Statistics and a wider, what's this? I could say sample space. I think that's when people would actually come to agreement and say this generation is aging faster than the other generation. Because if you're just gonna speak specific individual being biased, then yeah, we ain't gonna get the actual results. But overall speaking, it should be a broad spectrum, not just one race, everybody else.